High School Sports Report. I'd like to welcome all the honorees from the sports of wrestling and basketball from the 2013-14 season. In our banquet hall today at C. Wells, we have somebody from about every county in South Carolina. If you look on page 1 of the banquet, there's an article on our speakers, so there's no need for me to take up a lot of time here talking about his bio. Jason Valek has coached at Newberry the last 7, 8, 9 years. He has beat schools like North Carolina and NC State. He's the president of Division II Coaches Association in all of America, and he is one fired up wrestling coach. So at this time, I present our keynote speaker, Jason Valek, Newberry College. Give him a hand.
Which one am I gonna use? This one? Or this one? Thank you. Can y'all hear that? No? We'll use this one. First and foremost, thank you for having me here today. It's a great honor and privilege. We in the wrestling world, it's a little bit different. You wrestlers will understand this. I walked in here today, got here a little bit early, and someone looked at me and they said, "Who are you?" I said, "Exactly." It's very true. You know, Billy called me, he said, "Want to talk a little bit about basketball, a little bit about wrestling." I just want to talk about life a little bit. Many years ago, I sat in this same room. It's a little bit nostalgic, you know, in terms of where you are in your life and your pursuits and that type stuff. Today, I just want to talk about success and happiness and how they relate to each other. All of y'all are going to enter into the real world here soon. You're going to have a lot of opportunities that are in front of you. I wanted to address success as I see it. We all have different definitions of success, and sometimes when we achieve that success, we don't feel happy or fulfilled. There's 2 reasons for that. One, we ourselves have the wrong definition of success, or it wasn't our definition to begin with and we're living by someone else's lives. I want to do a little activity, little homework right here. It's going to take about 2 minutes. I want each one of you athletes to think about someone in your life that you admire. It can be a coach, it can be a parent, it can be whomever you want. Think about some traits that you admire in them. I'll give you just a minute. You can just keep them in your head. Don't blurt them out, anything like that. Now, those ideas that are in your head, ironically, they're all qualities you admire in yourself, or you wish you had more of. This is what you want to hold on to, and you want to grow and develop them. If you ever become involved in something that throws you a little bit off kilter, it's probably because you're not holding those values close to you. Moving on. I'm going to give you a little bit about myself. I could sit here and talk about, you know, we've wrestled in 5 national championship matches, actually individually, and as a team we've wrestled in 11. I've lost 4 of them. 7 of them, excuse me. I wish I lost 4 of them. I'm going to give you a little chapter. This is a little bit about me. This is some stuff that I'm sure that some of you have gone through. I'm going to be very honest with you and tell you where I was as a 16-year-old junior at Dutch Fork High School. All right, I just came off my first state championships, the first one in the school's history. I'm on cloud 9, dating the head cheerleader and all that type stuff. That's big stuff for wrestling. Big stuff. Y'all don't realize it, but it's big stuff. All right? Here's some things that happened to me in the next few months. I got involved with gambling. I thought making money was more important than being a high school athlete. I lost my eligibility and I never competed again. I was forced to move out of Dutch Fork High School. I was sent to live with my cousins who I didn't know in Greenville, South Carolina, trying to restore my eligibility. Jerome Singleton, the head of the high school league, who I now work for, actually he works for me, I'm on his committee. He was the one who ruled me ineligible at the time. You think about that as a young person, all you have and all these gifts that you think you have and moving forward, and then it's all taken away because of decisions you made. Now let me give you another chapter of my life. I was elected into Dutch Fork High School's Hall of Fame in December. I have degrees from Clemson University and Michigan State. I'm the president of the Division II Wrestling Coaches Association. I'm the one member on the NCAA Division I committee. I'm on the high school league, South Carolina High School League. I've seen a lot of your names come across our desk all the time. Like I said earlier, I've coached in 11 national championships, lost 7 of them, but I've coached in them. So I've had 4 national champs. I'm an owner of a camp business that grossed over $100,000 last year. It may not seem like much, but for Division II wrestling, that's a lot. I'm associated with a strength company that has done South Carolina, that's done Clemson. They've done 81 Division I weight rooms and 14 NFL weight rooms. And at the end of the day, I'm thankful. Where's my dad? Over here in the corner. He was my high school principal. You think you had it bad? Going through those experiences, I could have quit every day of the week. When you move out and you're 16, and some of you guys have gone through that, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have gone through it, and I know, and I respect y'all more than you know. You've been down, you've been depressed. You've sat there and you've wondered, what's my purpose? What am I doing? How am I going to get through this? Someone that you've surrounded yourself with, those things that you just thought of in your head, that you admire about other people, you have those in you. And those don't allow you to quit. I'm going to tell you a little truth. Something I believe dealing with high school age and college athletes as they enter the real world, or you will very soon. Run into people all the time. Kids, they tell you, you know, you're so special. Your mom tells you you're special. Your coach tells you you're special. This, that, and the other. Everyone thinks you're special. The real world don't think you're special. It doesn't. It is awful. It is harsh. It hurts. Social medias. Everyone has Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything else, right? Snapchat. Everyone has it. That in a nutshell is our life as we live it now. We're waiting for the next post, the next piece of drama, the next something to, oh, let's go talk about this or that. That's not how we need to live our lives. We need to live our lives giving back to other people. All of my wrestlers at Newberry College, if they have Instagram, if they have Facebook, whatever they have to friend me. Because I want to monitor their behavior so when they leave, they can be more successful. They do dumb stuff, post dumb stuff. As a mentor and coach and hopefully role model to them, I want to make sure I curb that a little bit. I want to talk to you about 10 things. And I won't stay up here all afternoon, I promise. But I feel like these things are what drives success. They have for me. And I correlate them back to those experiences I talked about. All those things that I've gone through. I didn't even touch on, you know, honest to goodness, I was hospitalized for depression for 14 days. It's awful. It's a driving, motivating force in my life. Overcoming those things makes tomorrow's decision when a recruit tells me he's not coming to Newberry okay. And I know we're going to be fine. All right, number 1, do what you love. Who thinks they know what I love to do? Anyone?
Coach wrestling.
Wrong.
Be around young people. Others.
Young people is part of it. I do love that. My number 1 thing, I love to deer hunt.
Me too.
I love it. I don't love it because I like going out and trying to track down animals and stuff like that. I like it because I leave my cell phone in the car, I climb up in a tree, freeze my tail off, and think. And I'm appreciative. And I'm thankful for what all I've been given. It has nothing to do with actually taking the animal. Not a thing. I also love coaching. I do. I love giving back to these kids. I love it. It kills you. At Newberry, we've had, you know, our ups and downs. We've lost kids. We've had great kids. Last Friday night, Bellator. I don't know if y'all watch that MMA stuff. One of my kids won the fight, knocked off the 10-0 champ, whoever he was. You know, that just, and he said Newberry College, and thanks, Coach Vallick. And that's all that matters. That you know you touched that young man or that young woman in your life. So make sure you do what you love. Secondly, learn from your mistakes. You're going to make them. I tell these kids when they join Newberry Wrestling, I said, there's two things that you can't do. Two things. You cannot do drugs. I don't tolerate it. When it happens, you might get away with it. I'm going to catch you because you're cheating everyone else here. Every one of us. You're lying to the program. You're lying to your friends. The second thing is, and it's kind of general, but we look at it in terms of if you put a black eye on this program, then you're also out the door. Anything else we can work through. There's nothing we haven't worked through. I have kids that have kids, and those kids are in our wrestling room and in our practice, and it's the most wonderful thing in the world. We've had kids that have made poor choices and don't go to class for 2 weeks, and we rescue them. That's what we do as coaches. Your coaches do more for you than you can ever imagine. Same with your parents, same with your support system. But ultimately, you're responsible for everything you do. So when you make a mistake, you're going to make one today. I already made one this morning. I had 10 kids on campus this morning that we were offering scholarships to. Guess what I did? I forgot one of their names. I called them something else. I played it off, of course. I was like, that's your new nickname when you come to Newberry next year. Problem is, he's really good. He's out of eligibility at a big ACC school. He's an ACC champ. Can't say his name. Billy will turn me in. The third thing, surround yourself with positive people that resemble people that you thought about earlier, those people you admire. You know, I'll sit around sometimes and I listen to people talk, and all they do is talk junk about one another. Pull up your Facebook, look on your iPhone right now. First 10 posts are nothing good. Someone whining about their life, this, that, and the other. You get caught up in that cycle. You will get caught up in that cycle, and it will drag you down. I get to hang out with national champs and All-Americans all day long. Those are highly motivated people. My bosses, highly motivated people. And then I get to choose who else I hang out with. There's sometimes, you know, I was sitting in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago, and this guy has beaten me in the national duel finals 3 times, and I hate him. He's beaten me so bad, you know, just frustrated. But I didn't choose to sit next to him, but I learned something from him. He gave me some tips, and I appreciate him for it. He operates on a high level. I dislike him because of the competitive nature, because I can't beat him. I'm going to figure it out. But at the same time, I appreciate what he brings to the table, and I want to surround myself with people like that. This is the biggest one. Number 4, don't take it personally. We are all so fragile, all of us. Someone's talking about you right now. Someone's talking about me. Someone had a thought, and they're like, I got to listen to this guy? I'm not going to wrestle for him. That's all right. That's on you. That's not my problem. That's an idea you came up with, that you don't like me because you might have saw some crazy TV show, and I remind you of somebody on it. It's something that's created in your mind. Do not take things personally, no matter what they are. If you're living the right kind of life, who cares? Goes back to number 3. You surround yourself with people that are positive, that want to move you forward. Number 5, set goals. Who sets goals in here? How often do you set goals? Set them daily. Set goals daily, each and every day. Criteria for setting goals, they got to be specific. You have to make it definite. I don't want to say I want to win the South Carolina 3A basketball state championship. I want to say when I want to win it and how I'm going to win it. I want to say I'm going to surround myself with my teammates. We're going to do this all summer long. X, Y, and Z. But we're not going to do it all summer long. We're going to meet in the gym. We're going to shoot 500 free throws, whatever we have to do to make sure we're meeting that expectation, that we can put ourselves in position to be fortunate enough to play a game that we love and have a chance at winning a state title. Best players in the country have to have luck. You have to have faith that you've worked hard enough and a little bit of luck, it comes together and you'll get it done. So when you're setting goals, set them small. Have one big one at the end. Set small daily goals that get you to your ultimate one. Number 6, recognize and act on opportunities. What's that mean? Anyone? When Billy called me, I was like, man, they don't want me. They want Dawn or Frank Martin or someone big name. This is a great opportunity. I get to stand here in front of all you, and they're going to put me on the World Wide Web, and that's wonderful. Probably get about 4 views, but that's the way it goes. That's wrestling. I'll show it to my wife and to my mom, and they'll be proud, so that's all that matters to me. All right, recognize opportunities. Go shake hands. I saw one of the Morgan boys over here. I haven't seen him since we went deer hunting in Tuskegee in 1996, Alabama, when I was at Clemson still. That's just an opportunity. It's wonderful. Networking. How you think I got to Alabama and hunt for free? That dude over there. It's wonderful. Number 7, find, develop, and nurture your hobbies. It's not just all basketball. It's not just all wrestling. It's not just all academic. When we're at Newberry, we sit down with our kids. We want you to be student athletes, first and foremost. That means we do everything academically right, wrestling right, and the third thing we ask our kids to do, we ask them to get involved in something that has nothing to do with either. Whether it's a fraternity, whether it's being in the FCA, whatever it is, they develop a hobby out of that. We call them hobbies, some people call them organizations, what have you. All right, it's something else to do with purpose in your life that's outside the arena that you feel comfortable in. Because one day, you're going to be asked to stand up here in front of people you don't know and give a speech about something that means something to you and get your point across to them. You're going to have all these experiences to draw from, the failures and the successes. Kind of leads me to number 8. 7 and 8 go together. Once again, find a purpose outside yourself. Make a difference in the world. Shake hands. Be kind. We've all been in a gym or on a wrestling mat, and you know someone is not as good as you are. But you can give them a tip. You can give them a pointer because someone did it for you. I was on a plane not too long ago. We were flying to Minnesota. It was minus 39 when we got there. It was 81 in Columbia when we left. Sit beside this lady. She asked me, what do I do for a living? I told her I'm a college wrestling coach. She kind of goes, I'm glad that there are people like you in the world. I asked her what she meant. She goes, you don't make any money. I said, all right, in South Carolina, I'm doing all right. I'm in the second from the bottom highest tax bracket at least, So I said, I looked at her, I said, well, what do you do? She goes, all I do is make money. She sent me a check for $500 donated to Newberry Wrestling before I got off the plane. I gave her my card, said I need $500 then. Charitable donation to the good of kids. She's been sending me $500 every month since I met her. That kind of comes into play a lot with us, and we have to fundraise our budgets and stuff like that at the Division II level. You never know. That's part of that opportunity. That's part of that relationship, that network that's going to, if I need something, I can call her now. This one's crucial. This one's pounded home to me, my mom and dad, when I was young. Great manners. Great manners. In the society we live in today, manners do not exist. They are going downhill. There's some kids that someone says, sir, ma'am, thank you, please. Wow, man, I'll talk to you for hours. We have forgotten how to do it. We can't even spell words. I'm guilty of it. I text people all the time. I don't spell any words out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How about you? HB, whatever, you know? These kids text me this stuff. I'm like, hey, what does this mean? I'll have to Google it or whatever. I got my text game up now, but we're doing okay. But great manners. Y'all don't realize how much, I had a kid this morning walk in. Thank you for the opportunity to come to Newberry. I'm like, you want another $1,000? Just simple stuff like that. It shows character. It shows what kind of person you are. And it's so simple. I thank Billy, and I don't even know him more like him. Number 10. Again, this is another one, and I'm going to pound it home to you. say thank you. Say thank you to your coaches, to your mentors. Thank yourself occasionally. Give yourself some credit for what you've accomplished. Greatest days, they're always ahead of you if you think that way. I'm going to close with this. I won't take much more time. I gave you 10 things. Half of you don't remember them. That's fine. You might get a laugh out of it, whatever. I'm going to jog your memory with a few more things. 5 more things that I think that every successful person does. Number 1, successful people think they are superior, not in a bad way. When I walk into somewhere, I think I'm superior, almost a bit of invincible, because I want to make sure I'm staying ahead of the next person that's chasing me. At the same time, I feel inferior. Oftentimes I'm inferior because I don't have what other people have. I want what other people have, and it motivates me to keep chasing that dream, setting those goals each and every day. The most key trait to every successful person is impulse control. We are presented with challenges each and every day. Things that we want, things that we get, things that we can do wrong to get them, all that stuff. Successful people know how to make good decisions. They have impulse control. 4th one's easy, it's drive. You either have it or you don't. If you have to fake it, you're probably not pursuing the right goal. You need to change your goal and find that drive within yourself. And the 5th one here, loyalty. We've lost that too. We've lost that loyalty. That loyalty to ourselves, most importantly. When you leave here, Billy kind of hit this earlier, I want you to do a couple things for me. I want you to go home, tell your mom or your dad or your coach or whoever it is, you love them and you are thankful. Be thankful today, because tomorrow is another opportunity to be great. Life is not about these accomplishments. It's not about how much money you make, all these awards and that type stuff. It's the ability to inspire others and to be inspired. Everyone hear that? Inspire others and take it upon yourself to find something that inspires you. It's the best sound in the world. I got an 8-month-old. Best sound in the world. You can go to sleep tonight with a couple of these traits and you have peace in your heart. You will move forward in your life on a path that when you go up above, you will be content, you will be happy, and you will be fulfilled. And that is happiness, and that is success. Congratulations to everyone here. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight. Thank you all.
That was something to take home. That was outstanding. And Coach Valek, as a memento of your fine talk today, we have a pin set that says, use this pen when you're signing South Carolina high school wrestlers. How about that? There you go.